Welcome everybody to Let's Play 60 Seconds. As always, I'm your host, J Square John Jeremy, and this is a post-apocalyptic survival game, but with a twist here. You play as Ted, a family man who is living with his wife and two children when the nuclear apocalypse occurs, and you have 60 seconds to grab whatever you need to in order to make it to your shelter, but that's not all. You then need to survive in your shelter long enough for help to arrive. So first, before we begin with the actual game, let's showcase the tutorial, because it actually brings you some pretty interesting information. So we've got four options here: the atomic drill, which is the tutorial; apocalypse, which is the full-on survival experience; scavenge, which is just basically a timing sequence to grab as many things from your house as you can into your shelter; and then survival is just survive in your shelter with whatever items the game generates for you. Let's showcase the atomic drill here. Learn all about how to scavenge and survive in the event of a nuclear apocalypse. This tutorial is 100% approved by the establishment. Let's go ahead and begin our adventure. Because obviously the nuclear apocalypse is a grand adventure. Water! Essence of life. Basics of survival. So here's Ted, and here's our tutor here. Welcome to your atomic scavenge drill. Pay attention, and you might just make it. Hold the grab control to skip my words, but every time you do, the Reds will drop an extra nuke. No time to waste. Get moving and head to the marked point in front of you. Move it. So again, this is our home, and our goal here, if you take a look at that stopwatch in the upper right-hand corner, is to grab as many supplies as we need in the 60 seconds that we have before the bomb hits. At the far end, you can see our shelter door over there. We can see our daughter playing the tuba already. Do you need a special invitation? Move your backside to the marker. Move it, move it. Calm down there, guy, I'm talking. And we can see Timmy over here drawing on his bed, it looks like. We've got the bathroom here. We've got, actually, that's not the bathroom. Actually, this is a separated bathroom. Intriguing. This is a interesting home. And we've got, I see bullets over here. You got to scout the place first before you start. Let's take a look here and what we can find. We got the bathtub here. Looks like water and soup are over there. Keep that in mind for the future. Can't go outside. Over here we've got our sink and toilet. Where's the door for the toilet? Well, this family has no notion of privacy. This is intriguing. All right. Timmy's over here drawing in his room. We've got our daughter playing the tuba. We've got our kitchen over here. We've got some supplies over here. Oh yeah, nice and supply ready. Fun thing about this game is also the objects in the game are destructible. So let's say, for example, this beach ball here. Kick! Yeah! I'll screw up your room, Timmy. I don't care about it. So, let's go ahead and actually stand on this X here. Good job. There might just be hope for you yet. Just keep those legs moving. I'm gonna need that gun. One more time. You know the drill. Marker, living room, go, go, go. Alright, we will go over to this marker area. Again, this is our living room, and the far end over here, looks like our wife is there. This is our bedroom. This is our bedroom, looks like. Where's our daughter's bedroom? Good question. Do they share a bedroom? They share a bedroom. That's, I don't know. Again, the whole idea of privacy this family does not have. Let's go ahead and go to the yellow X here. Not bad, but you better be in good shape. There's more where that came from. Fun time's over. It's a matter of life and death now. Find your son Timmy ASAP. Alright, so let's go ahead and head over to Timmy. Now, we need to take our family members as well as any supplies over to the shelter. Good thing you know the layout of your house. I bet you the Reds know it too. Family comes first. Grab Timmy. He'll be the first to visit your cozy shelter. Sure, so we just grab him. That's it. Consider taking other family members too. I'll leave the exact priorities to you. Timmy is safe, but you need to find food to keep the shelter stocked. So we need to find the highlighted soup can and grab it. So basically, we'll be throwing Timmy into that shelter area once we find the highlighted food can, which is maybe in the kitchen. Get out of the way. Silly trash bin. Nope, not in here. Where is the... Oh, there it is. All right, it's the one that's in the bathtub. Sure, why not? Soup. An excellent choice. This can sustain a family of 4 for a day. That's important to remember. Important to remember. Every American atomic shelter also needs a supply of water. Hunt for some bottles. Alright, there's the highlighted bottle right here. Grab that. That's enough water for now, but you've got yourself a problem, Buster. Oh? You can only carry so much, and every item weighs 1 slot. You need to drop whatever you're carrying at the hatch before you can pick up more. You want those supplies in your fallout shelter? Go to the shelter trapdoor. And as you can see right here, we'll just go ahead and head over here. This is what keeps you, your family, and your supplies safe. It's hard to miss. When near the hatch, drop all items you have. There's a good chance they will survive the fall. Bye, Timmy! Bingo! You've got yourself a small stockpile of food, water, and even little Timmy. No one knows how long you'll be staying down there, so you'll need a radio. Find a radio and grab it. Alright, that radio is not highlighted. This radio is. Radio. That's it. Nothing's more useful than news from the radioactive outside world. If there's anything in particular you need, we will announce it over radios or TVs. So we definitely need a radio in our shelter. Find whatever the radio is talking about. All right, the radio is talking about a gas mask, which is going to be important during the, the radioactive periods. If we want to make some excursions. Where are you, gas mask? There you are. So you're going to be here. It's important to remember where these things are placed as well. Good job. That's exactly what's going to save lives in the weeks to come. Now drop all of that equipment into the shelter. Very well. I will do that. That's the spirit. But here comes the hard part. Sometimes you get a few extra seconds before the siren sounds to scout your surroundings. But after it goes off, you need to start packing. Our incredibly advanced warning system gives you 60 seconds to scavenge what you need and get yourself to safety. Let's give it a try. Collect at least 5 more items and family members in the next 60 seconds and make sure you find yourself close to the shelter when the time is up. Alright, let's go. We gotta grab what we can. Whatever was that we grabbed. We need a med kit, sure. And, to the shelter. Alright, so we can't fit anything else in here, so down you go. Next, we need to grab some soup and water. Keep going in here with more soup. Ran out of space. To the shelter. Got enough supplies, but we need to keep grabbing more. Soup. Water. To the shelter. Alright, weapons now. Weapons. Axe. Got our gun here. To the shelter. Alright, let's grab the family members now. Get in the shelter. Come on, wife Dolores. Let's go. Time to go. Alright, time for one more run. Got a flashlight. Got water. I can't make anything else. Go! Now you know how to get what you need to survive, but your training is far from over. I'll see you downstairs for survival training. At ease. So there you go, and there's your atomic explosion. Water. An atomic adventure awaits. Day 1. Alright, so we can see right here the items that we've picked up. We've got an axe. We've got the flashlight here. We've got our radio. We've got a rifle. We've got bullets for the rifle. We've got bug spray, which is interesting. A bit worried about that. We've got plenty of soup. 7 cans of soup. We've got 4 bottles of water. Pretty light on the water. We've got a gas mask, and we've got a first aid kit. So again, within 60 seconds, you need to grab all these things and more if at all possible. Let's take a look at our journal. You made it to the shelter. Congratulations. But the drill's not over yet. You'll end up here with whatever and whoever you brought with you. Nothing else. You need to make the most of it. The next few days will teach you how to survive down here while the world outside burns. Explore and interact with your surroundings. You can always find out useful things about your shelter and its inhabitants when your survival journal is not open yet or hidden. First things first, we must ration food and water. If you don't wine and dine yourself and the folks you brought with you, you can bet your bottom dollar none of you will ever see the light of day again. As long as you have food and water available, ration it out to a given person by selecting the picture of a can or bottle under their portrait, or instantly ration out both by clicking on the character's image. Of course, you might save your supplies for later, but everyone's gotta eat sometime, and a normal person can only survive 4 days without water. Again, keep that in mind as well. Time to ration supplies. So we've got 4 family members here, and we've got 7 cans of soup, 4 bottles of water. At this point in day 1, I think we're okay with not rationing out anything. Since this is your first day down here, you'll need to get used to your surroundings. Believe me, ventilation hum can drive anyone nuts if you don't occupy yourself with something to do. Get some decent rest, and we'll carry on tomorrow. Nighty-night. Day 2. Already have a bit of stubble growing right now. That's one thing that I did not grab. I didn't grab any games, which may cause us some trouble in the actual atomic apocalypse. Good morning, survivalists. Hope you slept well. Beds comfy enough? No? Well, better get used to it, since you'll be staying here for a while. We'll start today's activities with rationing, since you need to do it every day. But after that, we will move on to something else. Got your attention? Good. Now listen. There is a risk that you will run out of supplies eventually. Everything can be useful, but your food and water are critical to your survival. If they're gone, you will be gone sooner than you can say corn dog. So sometimes, you will need to send people to the surface to bring in more supplies. You do this by preparing an expedition a day before it actually departs. Be careful though. Tired survivors can never be a part of an expedition. Today, we will skip preparations and jump directly into sending someone brave outside. So now it's going to give you a breakdown of how your family's doing. Mary Jane, our daughter, seems fine today. Hopefully it will stay that way. Timmy seems okay, as much as he can be in our current situation. Today's been fine for Dolores thus far. Ted is fine. Time to ration supplies. Again, I'm not going to give anybody any water or food because everyone's fine as they are right now. Sending people out into the wasteland is no walk in the park. Do it too early or without a gas mask, then you can bet it's a suicide mission for them. Send healthy and well-fed people. Sick, hurt, or crazed people are more likely to perish out there. You can send one person at a time. Let's give it a try. This time, you will need to send someone out. But if you ever want to skip a trip to the surface, don't select anyone. Who should go outside? So we've got Ted, Dolores, Mary Jane, and Timmy. That's right. In the event of an atomic apocalypse, age doesn't matter. You're going out there and you're going to be part of this family, and if you want to stay in my shelter, you're going to be put to work. But in this case, let's have the family patriarch, Ted, lead the first expedition. Day 3. Now, Ted's not here. Ted's not here, so the rest of the family is just sitting around waiting for his return right now. Let's take a look at our journal. This is a drill, so your explorer will come back after a little while, but in an event of a real apocalypse, they might be gone for a couple of days. In the meantime, you'll be faced with other problems that'll test you to the limits. I'm talking about making decisions that can break even the best of men's moral spine. We'll see what clay you're made of. But first, ration your food and water. We don't want anyone starving now, do we? So here's now an opportunity for us to actually pay attention here, because Mary Jane is very thirsty and has to drink something. Timmy doesn't need much, but he should drink. There has to be some water left. Dolores should get it. Ted left for the surface. We hope he'll be back soon. So we know that Timmy, Mary Jane, and Dolores all need water. They don't necessarily need food, but they definitely need water. So we give each one of them a some water here, and notice that depletes 3 out of 4 rations of a single bottle of water. I'm an army man, so I don't know a second thing about imagination, but you could probably use yours now. Picture this scenario. You come across your kid's hamster, who in some bizarre way found its way into the shelter. The kids are obviously going to love it, and so will you. There's nothing better than food that comes to you on its own. Now, it's up to you. Do you cook him? On day 3, when we've got 7 cans of soup ready to go? I don't think so, buddy. No thank you. Plus, what are the kids gonna think about that? I don't need any crazy psychotic kids on my hands. Day 4. Ted's still not back yet. Good choice. The little furry guy can stay and fatten up. It'll make a bigger meal in a few days. Oh god. And maybe your only source of food if you run out of cans. Mary Jane isn't worried, or at least she's not saying so out loud. Despite the dire circumstances and all the trouble we are going through, Timmy is being very brave. Everything seems okay with Dolores. Time to ration supplies. Notice nobody's thirsty anymore, so I'm going to leave the supplies as is. You might be faced with decisions that require you to use your equipment. However, sometimes you might find you don't have the one item that was supposed to save the day. So make sure you scavenge the right supplies before the blast. Keep in mind, every item can be used for something. What do you want to do today? Clean a rifle? Listen to the radio? Or maybe play Shadow Bunnies using your flashlight? Well, I would have wished that Ted brought the rifle with him for the expedition, but let's go ahead and listen to the radio to see if there's any news about our situation. Day 5. Hey, Ted's back, and he's hurt. Oh boy. He's bleeding. That'll be interesting. The radio is critical to establishing communications with the U.S. Army, as well as for listening out for any trouble that might be headed your way. If you get lucky, maybe you'll catch some music too. Good news, everyone! The expedition is back. Sometimes they'll return with extra supplies. Sometimes they won't. Other times they'll come back with a nasty injury or even radiation sickness. Believe me, you don't want to get those. I hear glowing in the dark isn't as fun as it sounds. This time, your explorer was hurt, but they will recover after the proper use of a first aid kit. You can use one during rationing. Mary Jane seems fine today. Hopefully it will stay that way. Timmy seems okay, as much as he can be in our current situation. Today was relatively calm for Dolores. Ted was hurt. So notice that now we have a medkit icon and above Ted's head. We're gonna go ahead and press that. Nobody needs food, nobody needs water right now, so I'm gonna leave it alone. You need at least one alive adult to keep going. If you send your only survivor to the surface, you won't know what's happening in your bunker until they come back. And when they do, your shelter might already belong to someone else. This was a busy day. Take your time and get some sleep. If you made it this far, you're doing great and have a chance at getting out of this foxhole. Hopefully soon, but don't quote me on that. And this is just the drill, remember that. We haven't even gotten to the real thing yet. Day 6. Notice the medkit is now used and depleted. Morning, people. You're probably asking yourself one simple question. What's the point of sitting in this atomic shelter? Why don't I just leave? Well, leaving is a death sentence. If the radioactive sickness doesn't kill you, then the giant scorpions will. You can trust me on that. Your one chance is our boys arriving to rescue you. So every good citizen needs to do one thing. Seek contact with the U.S. military and await a rescue. Getting something to drink from Mary Jane sounds like the right idea. Timmy doesn't need much, but he should drink. Water is all Dolores wants. Ted should drink something soon, and Ted's injuries are all fixed. Very good. Everyone gets some water then. Notice, still haven't used our soup yet, so you can kind of see water a bit more important than food. No, no, no. The rescue ain't coming today, but we'll come get you eventually. You need to keep your radio operational and be ready to venture into the wastes. However, you also need to be careful. It might not only be our soldiers out there. There could be bandits, or worse, commies. Just imagine what will happen if the Reds discover you. So, let's agree to the rules for this drill. You only open this door if someone knocks 2 times. Am I clear? 2 knocks. I got it. You're good to go. Day 7. Timmy's just staring out there in the dark. What are you doing, Timmy? You'll need to remember that some days will be very intense. A lot of things will happen that you will need to be prepared for. That's why any day that gives you a break is a blessing, and you'll need to make sure you make the most of it. Eat, drink, and relax, while thinking about all those commie bastards who don't have comfy bunkers like you. That thought always gets me through the day. Mary Jane isn't worried, or at least she isn't saying so out loud. No news is good news. There's nothing new going on with Timmy. Everything seems fine with Dolores. No new problems are troubling Ted this morning. Time to ration supplies? No need. As long as you keep your shelter stocked and remain cautious, you should be okay. However, every choice you make may come back to bite you on the ass, even after a few days or weeks. Consider your options carefully. This is a drill, but if the nukes start dropping, it'll be a totally different story. Oh, hearing some Geiger counter. Day 8. Can I click this? Nope, nothing. If I were you, I'd check the door. Our extraction team might be coming for you any day now, but be careful. This is a post-apocalyptic scenario, and you never know what's coming. Mary Jane seems fine today. Hopefully it will stay that way. Timmy should eat something. Today was relatively calm for Dolores. Ted is not complaining today. At least not very much. Alright, so if Ted's hungry, I'm pretty sure everyone else is pretty hungry now too, so let's go ahead and divvy out the soup. So that's get that out of our extra can of soup. We're now down to 6 cans of soup. Someone's at the door. You can hear several knocks. If you listen closely, you can make out sequences of 3 knocks. Do you open the door? Not when our boss told us 2 knocks, no. Get out of here. Day 9. Good call. That wasn't the knock you were waiting for. Caution at all times. Remember that. Be cautious. Apply yourself, and maybe you and your family will be just fine. Or at least, most of you. We should get Mary Jane something to drink. We can't leave Timmy without water for too long. Dolores has to drink sometimes. If Ted doesn't drink anything, he won't last long. So you fed them, now we need to give them water. Notice now though, we're down to only 1 1/4 bottles of water. As you were counting imaginary sheep in your head, another series of knocks broke your concentration. Someone is really hammering on your door, and probably not taking no for an answer. 2 knocks. 2 knocks. The pattern keeps repeating. Do you open the door? Well, if it's 2 knocks, boss man said to, let's do it. The end. Good job. You're safe and sound with our brave soldiers, and now we can all have some apple pie. You deserve it. You can go back to your lovely house and continue your idyllic lives. If any atomic trouble comes your way, you know what to do and how to save yourself. I do hope it never comes to this, but if it does, good luck. See you when all of this blows over. We spent 10 days in our shelter. Day 10 successfully passed the drill. Well, there you go. That is the tutorial, the atomic drill of 60 seconds. And I like the idea of this game, and the wittiness of its writing is going to be the make or break it portion of this game, and I, so far, am enjoying it. We'll have to see next time if the writing maintains itself when we actually go ahead and enter into the apocalypse scenario. Until then, this is J Squared John Jeremy signing off, saying so long and take care.